So the boat can handle how many people?
20.
20. So that's the crew, that's the maximum, or is that the minimum and the maximum that you need, or, I mean, is there a minimum number that you need? That's what I'm trying to find out. Is 20, what?
Okay, 20 actually includes the media berths. So technically we need like 17 crew members and one skipper. The skipper is of course professional.
Right.
The rest of the sailors, I didn't say earlier that we don't need any sailing experience. So it's largely an amateur race. If you feel that you want to represent Singapore, go ahead. Yeah, this is your chance. Yeah.
Okay. And okay, Dom. Yeah. So how's the response been like? In terms of recruitment for this coming race.
Okay. The recruitment, actually, there has been a lot of interest. We've had a lot of people who signed up, especially from the civil service, which is a really, really, a really good and pleasant surprise for all of us.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, including MFA.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also have, for example...
no, it's just good, I mean, people have this image that the civil service are fuddy-duddy fellows and all. No, the image and perception was that, but it's changing. It's changing.
Yes.
And it's a good thing to see that.
Yes, that's right. And we have lots of really interesting individuals, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yes. And besides MFA, even MOM, they are also sponsoring one candidate.
Okay. Manpower.
And, of course, the private sector as well, which is, for example, SAESL, which is an aero engineering company. They are sending 3 of their employees on the race. And, because, they feel that
the 7 legs?
Oh, no, just 3 legs.
Okay. Okay.
Because technically with sailing, you actually learn life skills. Because at the end of the day, if you have a team on board, their lives are in your hands, and you have to be responsible.
Okay. What's the probable reason for this year's absence of a single
round the
world?
Yeah, actually, we're pretty sad about that. Yeah, because previously we had like 6, right? And this time, not one yet.
Okay,
hopefully.
Not impossible, right?
No, you still have time.
Absolutely.
Deadline is 15th of May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not much time. Okay. But, for our listeners who are tuning into Sports Zone right here on 938 Live, we are going to throw you this challenge. And the panel here, I'm sure, would like to throw you that challenge. If you think you've got what it takes to be a round-the-worlder, well, find out a little bit more about the Clipper race and
call us after the news headlines.
This is, I just wanted to add as well that we need support, from the employers, in terms of time off, because 10 months is a really long time.
Yeah, this is corporate time. Corporate support that you need.
That's right. And some of the crew previously, they received support like that. Yeah.
That's right. Before we move on to our representatives from the MFA, maybe you would like to just tell us the cost factor that's involved in in the companies or in the individuals who are taking part in either one leg of the 7 legs or going for all 10 months.
Okay. Well, one leg costs about 20,000 Sing, and that includes the 3-week training that you receive in the UK, as well as branded wet weather gear.
Okay.
Yeah. Henry Lloyd, that's what we get.
So that's one leg. And what if you would decide to go for...
Okay, the full circumnavigation, which covers 7 legs, costs about 90,000 Sing, which is, yes, a hefty price, and probably one of the factors as well, which we haven't, gotten like 10 around the world as yet. But I think, just like how previously, some of the crew, they received some fund support.
Right.
From their employers or private sponsors.
Right.
I think this is also where, we would like to call and encourage employers to support their employees if they want to do this. Because when they come back, and they will, they will still... They may not necessarily just want to pursue a sailing career, but they want to go back to work, and they want to apply what they've learned, in the work environment, which is similar to taking care of crew, which you don't know where all these crew are from, because we will have international crew as well as local crew together.
I think the life skills that anyone learns on this kind of journey, and I think James would agree with this, is just simply invaluable, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. What for you? What have you learned from it? I mean, as a person.
By the way, James is our celebrity chef.
That's right.
Yes.
Did you have to cook on board as well?
Okay, actually, normally we do a so-called routine duty as a mother watch. So probably it's about 6 days you will be a mother watch, and you will routine to cook for everybody.
I see.
Okay. Let's hear from our friends from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have Wei Wen. He's he's being sponsored to represent the MFA for one of the leagues this year, and his supervisor is also here in Alice Cheng. Alice, let's first ask you, why did the MFA decide to sponsor an employee for one leg this year?
I actually saw the last race on TV, some parts of it, and
Okay.
I thought it was very meaningful because it's about team building, it's about being mentally tough, it's about reacting to something that can just come up at you and how you adapt and react. I think these are all qualities that we value at the ministry, and it's something that's very hard to teach a person when they're seated in front of the computer.
Okay.
So it is a good opportunity for Wei Wen. He himself was very interested and enthusiastic about it. So we thought, why not?
Okay, but I'm sure there are several other enthusiastic people in the ministry. So why specifically Wei Wen?
Well, there were also organizers' criteria. I think probably level of fitness. We also don't want anything to happen to one of our employees while they're on this thing. So and I think not everybody feels that they're ready. So I think a lot of people are interested, but maybe not everybody thinks that they are actually ready for it.
Okay.
And also, so we thought that he fit the criteria of our organizers,
Right.
and he had the suitable level of enthusiasm as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's speak to Wei Wen now.
Yeah.
Wei Wen, now that you've been sponsored, how do you feel?
Well, I'm certainly excited about the opportunity. It's a once of a lifetime opportunity. You don't get to sail around the world, or at least some oceans.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm very appreciative of this chance.
Just give us an idea. Don't go into anything too specific or sensitive, but what exactly is your job in MFA, and how would this be, completely different for you?
Well, it's certainly completely different. As Alice said earlier on, we sit in front of the computer most of the time.
Okay.
It's lots reports, analyzing, writing reports.
Right.
We handle visits between our bilateral relations,
Correct.
accompanying our leaders to overseas.
Yes.
Right. So basically, that's the nature of our work.
Okay, so this is going to be a completely different ball game for you.
Yes, it will be a completely different view altogether.
Okay, how have you prepared yourself for this race?
Currently, so far, not much. Probably just keeping up my fitness level. I guess I will have a lot to learn from James. And I'm looking forward to the training, which will take place sometime in July and August.
You definitely swim, right?
Yes, I definitely can swim, but I'm not so sure about the open sea.
However,
Actually,
Dawn.
it doesn't matter if you can swim or not. Actually, the thinking is that if you can't swim, we encourage you to take part, because then you will take note of trying to stay on board the boat. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have life vests and all that, but the thing is, we encourage. Of course, we will force everyone to stay on the yacht, regardless. But of course,
Right.
if you feel that you're a strong swimmer, you won't really be that worried. You see?
Right.
Yeah.
Women, okay. What's been your closest experience to a situation where you're going to be on a boat with a team for what? How many weeks?
I think it's
the one-legger is
3 weeks.
3
About
weeks.
3, yeah,
Yeah,
3 to
you-
6 weeks depending.
Yeah, you're going to be smelling them. You're going to be, living with them, sleeping with them. What's the closest kind of experience you had with for this?
I had almost no prior sailing experience before this. Probably just the Optimist class as a small kid.
Oh,
For a
okay.
very short time.
Okay.
And I guess the closest thing that I can compare to this would be national service, where you as a platoon, you have to hang around with them. That would be the closest thing that I can imagine too.
Okay.
It's true, James.
Yeah.
Okay. Just before we head to the news headlines, Alice, was it an immediate decision to send someone to compete? I mean, what was the most obvious or compelling reason to send Wei Wen for this year's race?
Like I said, I think it's the kind of qualities that the race would instill in him.
Okay.
I think we're probably one of the fastest ministries to make a decision.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think it was I think from the manpower point of view, we could spare that one person to go for that, this one leg.
Yeah.
And I think the decision was reached very quickly to sponsor this person.
Well done. And I'm sure even just letting somebody go off is already a big sacrifice on the part of the ministry. But I think this is going to be an experience for you that is going to be with you for the rest of your life.
And unforgettable experience.
I'm sure.
Yeah. That's all the time we have in part 1 of our discussion on the Clipper Yacht Race. When we continue after the news headlines, you can call us with your questions if you're keen on taking part in the race, and not forgetting later on your calls on who will make the Champions League final. So stay tuned to Sports Zone on 938 Live.